I'm wondering what's going on with the line, though. I mean, how does that improve? Because we shout out money for a bunch of these dudes, and it wasn't just the tackles. It was the interior
That's why
guys.
I told you, for me, if we're being real, I know everybody is on to Canada, everybody is on to Kenny. I'm praying that it was just the bad matchups week 1 and week 2, because if the O-line is going to look like that,
it might be time for Broderick.
It's going to be a rough time. And like you
Yeah,
said,
Chooks
it
was
wasn't
bad.
just tackles. Oh, like that
Mason
front,
Cole
they
was
got to
getting
be
cooked.
more consistent. That's a part of it, both in the running game and the pass game. So once again, when you talk about the influence of that, right? What do we see from Cleveland? Cleveland couldn't throw the ball downfield unless they did the max protection, right? Everything had to be quick game, quick release, Watson with the quick reads. We tried to do similar stuff on offense, but that was where we talked about just some of the inaccuracies and the inconsistency with Kenny. So it kind of made Canada get out of that, at least from what I was seeing. It made him get out of that. But you look at what Cleveland was doing, that was the same approach. Man, we can't protect. O-line ain't doing what we think they could
run
do.
the ball, though.
That was the flip side, right? They could run. But Watson was going to give you the quick stuff. And that was, at least for them, their way of moving the ball. And we would ultimately be able to find a way. They quick game, move up, move up, move up. Now when the field started to get a little condensed, high red, we would make a play, right? We blitz on a first or second down, catch them off guard, get them behind the sticks. Now it's third and long. We force the punt or force long field goals, right? So all of those things are the same things that we can do, but it's predicated on the two things you said: running the ball, and number one, Watson with the accuracy on some of the short stuff early on in the game. We get Kenny being more accurate on the short stuff and find a way to consistently run that ball. It's a different vibe as well. But this O-line, if it's not, a bad matchup them first 2 weeks, and this is actually who they are, well, yeah, there isn't a lot of answers for that, bro. Unless you start rolling through the personnel. Like, all right, Roger, you get out here. Let's try you here, try you there. Hope for the best.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to getting Broderick out there sooner rather than later. It's almost like with Kenny and Mitch last year.
Mm-hmm.
With Mitch those first 3 weeks, it's how much worse is Kenny going to do? Throw him out there. And I almost feel the same way with Dan Moore. Now, he did face some tough matchups first 2 weeks, so I'm assuming we're going to throw him out there again against the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be going up against Max Crosby because that's going to be Chuk's side.
Yeah.
So maybe he does better.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. But to me, though, that's like I said,
This goes back to my approach, though, of I know maybe Canada or the play calling leaned away from Kenny making some of the passes early on and doing some of the quick routes and whatnot, getting out the ball quick. But I think we got to lean into that. The thing that sucks is he threw that pick early. I feel like it will work, though.
Think about
I feel like it'll work.
Think about what you're
That's
saying.
what he was cooking with that pick.
But think about it. You're saying put the ball back in his hands. Week 1, he did not look good with the ball in his hands. You can make a case the game kind of got out of hand because of him having the ball in his hands. You talked about this week. He threw the pick early on, and then he almost had the other one where you like, bro, stop. So if I'm the OC, you already hate the OC, right? Or as a whole, the OC has a terrible approval rating. If you know every time I put the ball in this guy's hands, we get in highly inconsistent play to the point where I'm like, is it a pick? Are you trying to throw it away? Are you trying to throw it to him? What are you doing right here? That's going to make you feel like, bro, I'm not going to let you get me in trouble. And when I looked at that fourth quarter, 4 minutes left, ran to Najee, picked up 2, tried to go Jalen. He hits it front side, bounce out the back side. You get it to 3rd and 1. And ultimately, he pulled that and ran that little lateral thing. I was like, I get it. I would have loved the QB sneak. I know people might even say, bro, why you ain't throw it? Give him an option. I'm like, no, you're looking at this saying, I'm not going to allow this guy to mess this up right here. I can't do it. I can't. So boo me, call me what you want, but we not going to lose because Kenny made a mistake right here. And that's how I looked at it. It sucks that that's what it came to. But I'm like, that's how I look at that situation. Like, yo, you don't trust him right now. And I don't blame you because of his decision-making the first 2 games. We could make every excuse for it, but at the end of the day, if you can't trust that guy that's out there, bro, you're not going to be calling them type of calls. You looking at it, you saying, yeah, you could do this. All right. But if your job on the line and that dude so far is struggling with that type of approach, are you really going to keep putting it out there on him?
They did get some things going when they would spread it out.
Third quarter was the best quarter.
They did, and that's when
beautiful.
it looked like we were running shotgun and letting Kenny cook, and that's what I'm saying. We should lean into that more.
And this is the other part: personnel matched. Look at the plays they called with Jalen Warren versus the plays with Najee Harris. That's when Najee had the 20-yard run. Then he came back and had the bounce play. That was all during that quarter. Everything hit. O-line protection was really good at times, but we still had some issues. Think about how them drives would end. Penalty on O-line or pressure on O-line. Now we behind the sticks. Now how we get up out of this. But to me, that was the best that I've seen this offense look in terms of play call, in terms of execution, and in terms of the personnel being out there. But once again, it was just for a quarter. And that was going back to what we talked about last year, where those would happen in the fourth quarter. So we would weight them heavily and be like, yo, man, did it in the fourth, man. That's all that matters. But it was still just for a quarter. So right now, it's like, yo, we're not about to repeat that.
I think we had a whole different approach on offense too last year.
I would agree.
It was just very pro style. We're running the ball, and we were winning games. We were moving the ball, so that's why I wasn't complaining about it. And we both thought that was going to be more of our approach even this year. But then we saw things in training camp and preseason that made us think, all right, they might spread this out a little bit more, go through Kenny more, which is fine too. But I just don't know if we have that good mix right now. We don't have the identity, the mix, the flow, whatever it is for this offense. So if we got to go back to some 2022 stuff,
Deontay as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Deontay.
I think he would be perfect for that Patriots style offense I'm trying to run in my mind.
And who was a big factor last year during that time frame? During the 7-game run, he was the guy. He was winning all the in between, and then Pickens to give you the big play. So you're missing the most consistent guy for you, for the young quarterback, for the coordinator. So it's like multiple things that are out there. And that's the part where it's like, for me, why I'm just like, yo, we are all right. But we got to get through this part. I'm hoping that what we saw in that third, we can expand on. But at the same time, I do respect the two defenses that we've played against too, man.
It's just, will Canada be able to take it up another level at some point?
Yeah. They go hand in hand. Canada take it up to another level in terms of trusting him, putting it in his hands. And Kenny actually has to do what he's supposed to do. He's not an undrafted guy. He's not a fourth rounder. He's not a third rounder. He's a first rounder. Mason want a first rounder. Duck want no first rounder. I'm like, yo, do it for first rounder, man. Like, go out there and look like that.
We're going to be 3-1 at the end of September.
Let's go. Talk your talk, Deke. Talk your talk.
We are. And I just hope we see better things from the offense, because you're not going to get rid of him if we're 3-1. No. And hopefully the offense does look better. I do expect it to look better.
This week versus Vegas, it should look better. The matchup
I do
is
expect
better,
I expect Canada to be better.
Matchup.
I expect Kenny to be. I expect everyone as a whole. I mean, it would be nice if we had Deontay, but we should be fine.
There is no reason why we shouldn't be able to move the ball this weekend. This defense we're facing is not on the same level as Cleveland, and definitely not even talking about San Fran. Shout out to Robert Spillane, though. My dog out there, he had like a 14-piece. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. I loved it. Every time I was like, yep, keep him out there. Keep him out there.
Let's isolate Jaylen Warren on him.
Because James Cook had him a day. Okay, you picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. Splaying my dog, but yeah.